Hi everybody. You know, as 2022 is coming to an end, it's Christmas time, so I'm going to show you how I made these beautiful ball ornaments. If you're new here, please like and subscribe and hit the bell button so that you can be notified of any new uploads. These are the ornaments I'm going to be making. My mother used to make these out of Christmas cards. I'm going to be using cardstock and scrapbook paper. I'm going to be using some paper pads that I bought at Michael's. They're a couple of the Christmas patterns from Recollections. And I've pre-chosen some cardstock, and these are the papers that I've chosen. I want to pick at least 5 of these papers, and then I'm going to cut them using a 2-inch hole punch. If you want to cut these by hand, if you don't have a hole punch, you can certainly use a compass to draw the circles and cut them by hand, or you can even use a circle template, or if you have a Cricut, go ahead and make it on your Cricut. After they're cut out, you'll need to score a triangle into the center of each circle in order to fold the edges upwards. We'll need to make a template for this. I cut mine out of just an index card, and then I'll tape the center back in. I turn the template back over, and now I need to find the center of the circle. I know it's a 5 centimeter diameter circle, so I'll set my compass to the radius, which is 2.5 centimeters. Now place the point of the compass on the edge of the circle and draw an arc on the inside. And move to a second location anywhere on the circle and do the same. Where those two arcs intersect is the center point of the circle. What I want to do is draw a vertical line here. I'm going to put my pencil down first and then put the straight edge up against it and draw a line that intersects at the top and the bottom. Those points are going to be A and B. Now I'm going to take my compass again and put the point on B. It's still set to the same radius, and I'll draw a circle across. Where the arcs cross my main circle will be my other 2 points of my equilateral triangle, so I'm going to label them X and Y. As I connect my points, I'm going to make sure that my pencil lines go outside of the original circle so that I can have a nice nifty little template that I can pop my cutouts into. Place my straight edge along it, and using an embossing tool, score those lines. So when it comes to your color placement, you got to keep in mind this is a 20-sided ball. So the way it's laid out is 10 triangles go across the middle, 5 go across the top, and 5 go across the bottom. The 5 at the top and the bottom come in to attach to each other, and that's what forms the ball shape. Because this is 20 pieces, I find the easiest thing to do is to have at least 5 different colors and go for a semi-random effect. If you try to be exact, it's going to be very difficult. You just want to make sure that you don't have 2 of the same color right next to each other. It's okay if they're kitty corner, but when they're right next to each other, that's when it's going to look off a little bit. I find it's easier to cut more than 20 circles, cut maybe 30 circles, fold them up, lay them out, and then decide which way I want to go. So I have all the circles I've cut out and folded from this project, plus I have a few from a previous project. And I'm just laying them out to try to decide which way I like them. I will try one from one end to the other end because this is going to be connected around upon itself. Here I have two of the same that appear to be apart, but when they go together, you can see they're right next to each other. So here's where I will sit here and play around a little bit more, choose different colors, different patterns in different locations, and plan this out. So I don't lose this placement, I'm going to number them on the back. All the bottoms are being numbered B1 to B5. The middles will be M1 to M10, and the top will be T1 to T5. Time to start gluing. Let me show you what I use. I like to use Aleene's Tacky Glue. I find this is just a really good all-purpose glue, and I use an old baby food jar with the bottle upside down to help keep it up to the point. I also have a scrap piece of paper or an index card, and then a coffee stirrer, which works really good for spreading the glue if you need to. And then sometimes they just need to be clipped together. You can use binder clips, or I have these little small clothespins that will work really good for this project. So pieces T1 and T2 will be glued together. So it just takes a small amount and spread it around. And then take your time lining these up to make sure that they fit nicely. You'll work your way all the way around till you get to the end, but do not glue T5 to T1 yet. Now's the time to attach a hanging cord before you glue T1 to T5. So put some glue in the center, and this is just a cord that I tied a nice big old knot in. I'm going to work that knot to the center and then glue T5 to T1 together and pinch those nicely, and then pull on the cord to make sure it's embedded in that glue really good. And I'm going to give it a nice blob of glue just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. We're going to do the exact same thing with the bottom. So you can glue all 5 of them together. Here you can see I'm using that coffee stirrer to spread the glue out a little bit better. You want to make sure you have really good adhesion between the pieces so there aren't any big gaps. So now this is pinned up, you can set it aside to dry. So for the 10 pieces that make up the middle, I'm going to glue these together in pairs. M1 to M2, M3 to M4, M5 to M6, and so on and so on. And once you get the 5 pairs glued together, then you'll glue the pairs together to make one long row. I let these 3 main sections dry really good before going forward. So I'll work on the center section first. I'm going to glue M1 to M10 in order to make a ring. After my ring is glued together, I can glue the top and the bottom sections on. Use some red beads to hide any gaps that may have happened at these corners. Just dot on a little bit of glue using a toothpick and add the bead on. What a difference a handful of beads makes. In this other ornament, I used larger beads, and I ended up putting some glue and some glitter around the edges because I didn't like the way the white of the paper showed. I chose some jingle bells to add to these ribbons, and the ribbons are just hooked together with some twisty. I took the twisty off and tied the jingle bell on, and then I'll make another little loop using this cute little French horn charm and some more jingle bells. And all these decorations can just get hot glued to the top. I find that a roll of masking tape works really good to hold the ornament in place without it rolling around as I'm gluing things in. I'm using some plastic holly leaves, and I'll cut a few holly berries off of this garland and glue those in place. And here's my finished ornament. It reminds me a lot of the ones my mom used to make. and I think it's really special. You can make these in any colors you like and decorate your tree. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, and I will wish you a Merry Christmas and see you next time. Thanks.